Hey guys, welcome to Breezewood Church. We're certainly glad you've come to be with us today. We're starting a new series for the next 4 or 5 weeks entitled Celebrate God. And we're going to be talking about the thought, God likes to party. In the next few minutes, you're going to hear from a couple of guys giving their testimony about how God changed their life. Thanks for being here, and let God change your life today.
My name is Dustin Bennett. About 8 weeks ago, I started coming to church at the urging of my wife. I was not raised in any kind of a religious family at all. Never went to church, never urged to go to church. The things I came across in the military, it made it hard for me to deal with certain things. And I got to where I could justify why I didn't need to be here. And it turned me to drinking and even suicidal thoughts. And it scared my wife, understandably. And it scared me, and at the urging of my wife, she urged me to go to church. Just find a church to accept Jesus Christ into my life, and what could it hurt? About 8 weeks ago, I accepted Jesus Christ as my Savior, accepted Him into my life, and ever since 8 weeks ago, I have had a full, joyous life. Due to my job, I got to be out of town every other Sunday or so, or every one Sunday out of the month. On the days I miss church, on the days I'm not able to worship with my family, worship with the family at the church, people that make me feel so welcome, the whole attitude of my day is off. It just messes my whole day up, something fierce. I can't get through it. Something happens. Undoubtedly, something's going to go bad to throw my day off even more. And as soon as I get home and I can pray with my family, I can worship with my family, my church family, and my family at the house, that just makes everything go away. It gets me right back to center, gets me right back to that great place that I love to be. That's pretty much my story.
That's good.
Short and to the point.
I was very fortunate as a young kid to have a mother and father that brought me up in church and has continued to live a godly life from that day till now as an example of what God's love is all about. And I was saved at the age of 9 and had the opportunity to travel and do some singing for the Lord up until I was about 17 years old. Then I made one of the biggest mistakes a person could make. I completely turned my life away from God and let the devil trick me into thinking that the ways of the world would be the way that I should live instead of continuing to live for Christ. I began doing some things. I started smoking a cigarette one week, and the next week I had a pack. It turned into 3 packs before it was over. I started drinking a few drinks, and it turned into 12 to 24 a day. Smoking dope, that turned into me doing harder drugs. I also had some problems with some failures. I had a marriage that failed after 17 years, and had to leave a son with his mother at 7 because I felt like it was the best thing for him at his age. And during that same time, I also lost one of the best jobs I've ever had in my life, and I experienced something I never thought was possible for me, and that was depression, and it lasted for over a year. I know without a doubt God's protection on my life has been a direct answer to continued prayer from my parents for over 30 years. I thought I was in charge of my life until God decided it was time to show me different. And on December 27, 2010, while at my parents' for Christmas, I thought I was taking my last breath on this earth, and I asked God to please give me another chance, that I didn't want to die and go to hell, and I knew that's where I would be if I left this earth. And I promised Him that I would live for Him the rest of my life, and I asked God into my life and to forgive me of my sins. And today I'm so happy and just so privileged that God thought that much of me, and I love Him so much today. And if God can change me, He can change anyone. And I just want you to know that if you're searching out there for help and for answers and problems that you have, it's not in the world you're going to find it. God is the answer to all your problems. And He's here today and wants to deliver you. If you're lost and you don't know Jesus, don't put Him off. You may not have the opportunity that He allowed me to have, and that's a second chance. Please don't say no to the greatest love, God's love.